Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing a video today on Hbar. But before I get started, please click the like and subscribe button as it helps this channel grow very quickly. So we're looking at Hbar sitting down here at 6.5 cents. Can anybody even believe we got to this price? I mean, if you're an Hbar holder, you're like, wow, I was buying at higher prices than this not even 6 months ago. And the thing is, it's like you can't even believe it's down this low. And it's all following Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's crashing out right now. Everybody knows it. I can't believe Bitcoin made it down as far as it did. But the whole market looks horrible at this moment. But I'm not concerned about that because I know what I hold. And if you know what you hold, you're not worried either. So let's take a look. So first we have this. Hbar proves its value through speed, finality, scalability, and efficiency. No wonder why Hedera is leading choice for enterprise solutions worldwide. I show you that a lot in Hbar videos because that sums up Hbar. I mean, if you're not already holding Hbar, you should definitely be looking into it. Then we see this. No matter the bear market, Hbar ecosystem is growing day by day. And we see that over and over again. I mean, I could go and pull up a whole bunch of these all day long on what Hedera is doing in the background because they're continually building. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just see prices. Like if you never actually researched any of the crypto that you hold, you should start looking into it because a lot of the crypto that you hold is doing so many things in the background while the price keeps dropping. And when this takes off, it's going to take off. And people are going to be like, oh, I didn't even know they were involved in that. Or I didn't know they were doing all that. You know, because all this is getting built without you seeing it. I mean, if you stare at the graph all day long, you know, like if you're sitting there looking at, you know, price charts and thinking, oh, this is terrible. I don't know if we're ever going to recover from this. We're going to recover, but not everything is going to recover, just certain things. And Hbar is going to be one of them. And then we see this. We're excited to announce our partnership with Did Coding, a platform founded by British YouTuber Bobby Stearman, to educate the audience about different types of DLTs and innovative technologies. And the partnerships keep going. And then we see NFT stuff. We already know Hedera is huge in the NFT world. We already know it has a ton of use case. We know it has utility. And people still will argue day after day on Twitter trying to tell you that Hbar is no good and it's a terrible investment. And I don't know if these people just don't ever want to make money or what. I don't know if they're getting paid by, like, you know, whatever the daily crypto that they're pushing to you or what. Because there's no way that you can look at Hbar and say it's going nowhere. You know, everybody wants you buying the latest meme coin instead or buying something that you never even heard of before. So all around dominance by Hbar. Hedera is absolutely powerful. Here's Hedera, you know, put against Ethereum and Bitcoin. So first you see 10,000 plus transactions. Under a penny, fractions of a cent in fees. 3 to 5 second speed. And then you see the kilowatts per hour per transaction. It's not even 1 full kilowatt. Then you look at things like Ethereum. 12 plus transactions, $2.89 in fees. The speed is 10 to 20 seconds. But look at the kilowatts, 102.968. And then you look at Bitcoin, and that's a mess. Bitcoin, it's no comparison. So then you see stuff like this, and people will still argue it. They'll still say, oh, you're totally wrong. You know, you should be invested in Bitcoin. You know, because the local mall has a kiosk. I wonder how those people feel going and checking their balance today when it looks like it does, when it's tanking out. And I believe it's going lower. People will argue with me. I said a while ago that Tether was going to crash. I said Tether is eventually going to disappear. I mean, people still will argue that day in and day out. Never going to happen. It has too much tied to it. Bitcoin, its ties to Bitcoin are too strong. And even if Tether did crash, Bitcoin wouldn't go with it. I have news for you. Tether crashes, Bitcoin's going down. And it's going to go down under 10 grand, in my opinion. And then you look at Hbar, and people just sit back and they're like, yeah, but that's not a good investment. I would rather put my money into Bitcoin or Ethereum or, Doge or something like that. How can you even think that way? I ask myself that all the time, and I'll try to talk new people like that are coming into crypto into buying something like Hbar, and they'll always tell me something totally different. And the more people that you surround yourself with that are like-minded, that are already in crypto, they know what Hbar is. They know what XRP is. They know what XLM is. But, they'll never be the first people that are telling you to buy Bitcoin. They're going to be the people last in line to tell you Bitcoin because they know the use cases. They know the utility. And yet people will always do the opposite of what you point out to them. So the FOMO for Hbar will dwarf anything you have seen before. It will make the Doge pump look like puppy piddle. And then you look at these companies. Google, IBM, Boeing. I mean, these are just some. You got LG. And you look at that and you think to yourself, maybe now's the time I should get in on this at 6.5 cents. But no, they'll FOMO in once it hits, 20, 25 cents. And then you've got to wonder to yourself, why weren't they buying at the low prices? And I'll tell you why. Because they don't do their homework. They don't go in and look at a coin before they buy it. They buy what's popular, they buy what's trending, and they buy what other people are telling them is a great investment. And that's why when I make YouTube videos, I always try to point out coins that have use case, utility. I'll talk about other coins, but not the same way I talk about this. Because I know what Hbar is. I know what XLM is. I know what XRP is. And I've researched all of them. And the use case after use case, it's just compounding. And when this goes off, it's going to be major. Accumulating Hbar at these cheap prices before people figure out the power of Hedera. And that's the thing. If you're buying now, you're buying at the absolute bottom. And then we see this. If your blockchain has no affiliation or mention to ISO 222, you need to find a new blockchain. And I always try to push the ISO 222 compliant tokens because I think that's going to be massive. I think that's when we get a utility run. And a utility run, no one knows what the prices can be on any of these assets. No one. I don't care. People can speculate all day, but they don't know until it actually happens. And absolutely agreed. The ISO 222 is coming. 2 coins already members, XRP, XLM. Then XDC, IOTA, Algo are compliant. And Hbar, QNT, and ADA are rumored to be compliant. This is an older document, but it shows what they were thinking then. And that's the thing. Every time I ever show this list, when I'm talking about Hbar, the rumor to be compliant, I think, is already happened. I think it already is compliant. And I think the thing is this document's pretty old. It's been circulating for quite a while. I wish they would update it and actually show you where Hbar is today. Because I'm sure it's probably either up there with Algo or IOTA on the second list that they're compliant, or a lot of these tokens already moved up and now they're members. So I would love to see a new version of this come out. So it's very symbolic that Google became one of the very first council members of Hedera. In early days of internet, many people would say, why would just a search engine become a successful company? Google can see better than any other company where Hedera is headed in Web 3.0. And I always tell you about Web 3.0 because I always believed that Hbar is going to be the fuel for it. Without Hbar, I don't think Web 3.0 will go as big as it could. I think Hedera actually pushes it. It's like the fuel that drives Web 3.0. And I think Google had already had that envisioned when they became a partner with them. You know what I mean? So if you're a search engine and you're as big as Google and you know Web 3.0 is coming, why not partner with the company that's going to fuel it? That's where I was going with that. So Web 3.0 made easy with Galaxy Apps. Social media game changer is here. Now we see all of this being built for Web 3.0, and then people will still argue with you on the daily that there's no such thing as Web 3.0 and that's never coming. It's almost like, okay, so you told me that this isn't going to happen, that's not going to happen, and now Web 3.0 is not going to happen. I mean, the same people that told you the dot-coms were going nowhere are probably the same people that are going to tell you that Web 3.0 is never going to exist. But we know it's going to. It's already being built. And then we see this. Hedera and Nilion network combination is going to be explosive and game-changing. Fastest and most secure trust layer of the internet, plus decentralized private computation and processing layer equals Web 3.0. We all have been waiting for. Really impressed by what Nilion is building. And we know Hedera is going to be very big in the trust layer of Web 3.0 also. And that's the thing. Right there, it tells you exactly where Hbar is going. Now, a company that is so big in Web 3.0, big in NFTs, has use case, has utility, and yet you don't think it's going anywhere? Come on. And I'm not concerned at all about the prices at 6.5 cents. Hey, Earthlings, a metaverse built on Hedera Hashgraph. You heard that right. Buy land with Hbar soon. Buy the in-game token Steam with Hbar soon. P2E soon. Founder card giveaway very soon. You're early to this one, folks. Get amongst it here. And there again, metaverse. On and on. Use case after use case. Utility. I've showed you just a couple of things that Hbar has going on, that Hedera is building in the background. And if you're still not stacking those bags, buying more, or if you're not invested in Hbar yet, now is the time, because things are about to get very, very good for Hbar holders. With that said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.